All Renegades of Puck to the trenches. It's time for Renegades of Puck TV. Welcome to the bunker, a unique hockey experience, the essence of no half-stepping. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. Welcome into Renegades of Puck TV. We sure do appreciate you joining us as we talk all things Nashville Predators hockey. Remember, renegadesofpuck.com is the easiest place to go to find out all of the information about the Renegades of Puck. You can also find links to our merchandise right there. Our classic logo tee is right there. Also, you can find our brand new alternate logo and so many other things. After all, we've sold out so that you can buy in Renegades of Puck. And we sure do appreciate each and every one of you supporting the Renegades of Puck by purchasing something out there, picking up some of our gimmicks. Also, social media, very easy. Give us a subscription on YouTube. Over 100 now. We'd like to keep building that. We know it's only been a month, but we want to keep driving it, and we want to keep building it, and we want to keep growing the brand here at Renegades of Puck so that we can become a force for good in the hockey community. So remember, give us a subscription right there on YouTube, and also make sure you're passing around those links. Renegades of Puck TV can be found at this time exclusively on YouTube, so you want to make sure you're letting people know how to find us. Also, other social media platforms available to you include Facebook. So go ahead and give us a like and make sure you are sharing the links when we post them on our Facebook page at Renegades of Puck. Also, Twitter at Renegades of Puck. Give us a follow, give us a retweet, and give us plenty of likes. Make sure you are letting the Renegades of Puck on Twitter know that we are out there. Spread the word, pass it on. Use Twitter to help get us out there. We're using an extra special eye candy promos to help generate some extra buzz there on Twitter. So make sure you're helping us out by sending those along. And also Twitch, our behind the scenes channel where you see everything that happens here in the bunker, even when we do make mistakes. We also do bonus content, and we have therapy sessions sometimes live on Twitch. I sure do appreciate everyone jumping on that live platform and that live stream. They get the information on Twitch a little bit before everyone else gets it. So that's also another reason why you should subscribe to the Renegades of Puck on Twitch and make sure you are following along. And again, Venmo. You can always be a partner of the show, and you can always make a donation. Just go to Venmo and search Renegades of Puck, or scan the QR code right there on your screen. Nice and easy. $1 helps go a long way here in the bunker for the Renegades of Puck, so any donation you can make to us sure does help us out a lot, and we sure do appreciate it. We've received some incredible donations from you, the viewers out there so far, that is helping us add to the bunker and helping us build more unique experiences. We're going to put that money right back into the show. So go ahead and invest in the Renegades of Puck by going to Venmo or scanning the QR code right there on the screen. And of course, my favorite partners in the universe, Rebirth Sports. Look at this jersey right here. Look at the jerseys they've created over the years for not just a bunch of local hockey teams here in Middle Tennessee and a bunch of tournaments, but all across the landscape of hockey. Everywhere you look, you see Rebirth Sports. So make sure you go to rebirthsports.com, or you find them on social media, Facebook and Twitter, and let them know that you appreciate them being in the trenches with the Renegades of Puck. They're an incredible business. They're incredible partners, and they can make your outfit look just simply marvelous out there in the hockey world. Stripe Digital Solutions not only helped me design the logo you see on the wall right there, but also has helped me maintain the website renegadesofpuck.com, and is also now helping me with my marketing plan for the Renegades of Puck and helping build the brand. So Stripe Digital Solutions can be found at stripedigitalsolutions.com, and also on Facebook and Instagram. Stick taps to Stripe Digital Solutions for the incredible work that they have done here in the trenches with the Renegades of Puck and helping us look good, stay motivated, feel good, strong style fitness. 150 workouts now, totally free and available to you on YouTube. Donation-based fitness service from a certified personal trainer from beginning to expert. Everything you need is right there, and Tracy is going to help you get motivated and stay moving and keep yourself in shape. Renegades, I need you here for the long haul, so please get up, get moving, and support Strong Style Fitness by going to strongstylefit.com or searching Strong Style Fit on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Nothing to talk about on the grievance line, so we'll save that line and promote that another day. You're here for the no half-step in hockey coverage, so let's get right to it. After what just wrapped up at Bridgestone Arena, the Nashville Predators now have played 18 games on the season. They have a record of 10-7-1. That is good for 21 points in the Central Division. That has them 2 points behind the Minnesota Wild and 1 point behind both the Winnipeg Jets and the St. Louis Blues. So the Predators sit fourth place in the Central Division on home ice. They have a record of 5-3. They have scored 50 goals, and they have also given up 50 goals on the season. Next opponent for the Nashville Predators is the Las Vegas Golden Knights. The fourth place team in the Pacific Division have now played 19 games on the season. They have a record of 11-8. They have 22 points and find themselves sitting 5 points behind the Calgary Flames for first place in the Pacific, and sitting 4 points behind Edmonton and 1 point behind the Nashville Predators' most recent opponent, the Anaheim Ducks. On the road, the Vegas Golden Knights are 4-4, and catch this statistical anomaly. Vegas has 59 goals for and 59 goals against. That means the Nashville Predators and the Las Vegas Golden Knights have exactly the same goals for and goals against, so a goal differential of 0. At this point in the season, that's highly unlikely to happen, so I thought that I would point it out to be interesting. When you take a look at the Knights, this is the first meeting of the season between these two teams. The Nashville Predators will go out to Vegas for the next 2 meetings. On January the 4th, the Preds will be in Vegas. Then again on March the 24th, the Nashville Predators will again be in Vegas. Now, for the Preds, once they handle the Vegas Golden Knights, they will handle Black Friday versus the New Jersey Devils, and then head immediately out to Denver, Colorado to take on the Avalanche for the first time this season, then head home to close out the month of November against the Columbus Blue Jackets, and then open the month of December against the Boston Bruins before facing off against the same opponent for the second time this season, the Montreal Canadiens, on December the 4th. Now, the Vegas Golden Knights in their most recent stretch of hockey, let's go back and just look at the sample size of 5 games. It was on the 13th of November. They picked up a 7-4 win versus Vancouver. They followed that up with a 4-2 loss on the 16th at Carolina, and then on the 18th, a 5-2 win versus Detroit, a 3-2 win versus the Columbus Blue Jackets, and most recently a 5-2 loss at St. Louis. While the Nashville Predators were defeating the Anaheim Ducks, the Vegas Golden Knights were falling to the St. Louis Blues in the Central Division. Taking a look at the NHL ranks and stats and notes for the Vegas Golden Knights and the Nashville Predators. When it comes to goals for the Vegas Golden Knights, 3.05 per game is 13th, and that looks impressive, but they're giving up 3.11 per game. That is 20th in the NHL. The Nashville Predators are 20th in the league in goals for, 2.72. 11th in goals against at 2.78. Now, shots for Preds did a very good job against the Anaheim Ducks, generating plenty of pucks on net, but still, for the season, 28.3 is 30th in the NHL, 32.4 for Vegas is 12th best in the NHL. When you look at the special teams, the Nashville Predators are the 3rd best power play in the NHL, scoring 14 times on 49 opportunities, or converting at 28.6%. The 32nd ranked power play in the NHL belongs to the Vegas Golden Knights. They've only converted 5 times out of 44 opportunities. That's only 11.4%. The penalty kill units between these two teams, Vegas ranks 18th. The Nashville Predators rank 23rd. The Nashville Predators have given up 13 power play goals against. When it comes to injuries, the Nashville Predators still have Philip Forsberg on injury reserve. We keep hearing he's getting closer, but we're still not getting an actual time frame. So hopefully the Nashville Predators will have something for everyone soon on that injury news. White Cloud, Amadio, Carlson, Theodore, Janmark, all either on injured reserve or listed as day-to-day for the Vegas Golden Knights. When you take a look inside the statistics, Stevenson leads the Vegas Golden Knights in scoring, 6 + 11 for 17 points. Smith at 8 and 6 for 14. Marchessault, 9 + 4 for 13. Peter Angelo out there on the blue line, 3 + 8 for 11. And Robert Leonard in net, 8 and 7, a 9.13 save percentage, and a 3.01 goals against average. Not the most impressive numbers in net this season for the Nashville Predators. Matt Duchene, 12 goals, 7 assists, 19 points, leads the Nashville Predators, but Mikael Granlund has now tied Matt Duchene in scoring at 19 points with 4 goals and 15 assists. Roman Josi has 6 goals and 11 assists for 17 points. And then Ryan Johansen at 6 and 7 for 13. After tonight's game, UC Saros updated statistics, 8 and 6 record, a 9.20 save percentage, and a 2.43 save percentage. Now, for the Nashville Predators, their most recent opponent was the Anaheim Ducks. Anaheim Ducks are not the same jobber team that you would expect from the bottom of the Pacific Division from the last couple of seasons. They're actually highly improved and pushing in the Pacific Division for a very respectable position. So for the Nashville Predators, coming back off the road trip from hell to the Canadian Northeast, coming back home, the lines are deployed against the first meeting of the season for Anaheim as follows: Tolvanen, Johansen, and Tomasino, Cunnin, Granlund, and Duchene, Trennan, Sissons, and Janot, Cousins, Novak, and McCarron. Your defensive pairings, Josi and Fabro, Ekholm and Carrier, Borowiecki and Benning, and UC Saros, of course, gets the start in net. We are only 47 seconds into the game when Trennan gets a shot, and it is stopped by Gibson. First shot on net for the game for either of the two teams. At 4:59, Saros comes up with a save on Delorier off the rush. At 6:48, Duchesne's got a shot off the rush that has to be stopped by Gibson. At 7:50, Fowler is off to the box. 2 minutes for high sticking. First penalty of the game. The Preds would generate some good zone time, but simply not enough pucks towards the net. Not enough shots at all. At 9:49 of the first period, Mahara's off to the box. 2 minutes for interference. Tolvanen would get a great shot from the slot off of Granlund's feed, but it would not go. Right after the power play, Johansen converts at 12:34, his sixth goal of the season. Trenton makes a perfect pass to Johansen to finish off of the rush. It was a little give and go on the zone entry at the blue line between Trenton and Johansen. Trenton dishes it back. Johansen finishes, and the Nashville Predators take a 1-0 lead over Anaheim at Bridgestone Arena. At 13:02, UC Saros comes up with a save on Milano Benning. Big hit and follow-up after the whistle, letting him know that he was not going to be able to get back to the net for any jam opportunities. Love to see this out of Matt Benning. 19:49, UC Saros has to come up with a save on Drysdale to end the first period. Nashville Predators 1-goal lead, out shooting Anaheim 10-9. 26 seconds into the second period, UC Saros comes out with a kick left pad save and then spins 360 to make a shoulder save. Incredible edge work. I cannot wait to hear MOSTRODAMUS' breakdown of this save coming up in just a couple of minutes. Unfortunately, as the save sequence is finishing up, Tanner Jeannot comes up with a penalty, 2 minutes for tripping at the 31-second mark. Zegras goes off to the box, 2 minutes for cross-checking, and that leads to a 4-on-4 for 47 seconds. Tomasino loses the puck on a breakaway during the 4-on-4. This leads to a 1:13 power play for the Nashville Predators. Yossi is stopped 2 times in close range by Gibson after finding some open space right at the top of the crease. 5:47, Raquel back in the lineup and scoring for the Anaheim Ducks. His 5th goal of the season. It's an upper 90 snipe after a ref-assisted turnover behind the net, but it all counts just the same as the Anaheim Ducks have now tied the Nashville Predators at 1 apiece. At 7:37, Cousins looks like he's got one, but he hits iron. It's off the crossbar and out. 11-10, Borowiecki does get a good shot on net. McCarron setting a good screen and gets some rebound jam opportunities. 13:28, Zegras is off to the box, 2 minutes for tripping. Carrier has now drawn 3 penalties in the first 2 periods of this game. Cousins' jam is making Anaheim mad, and they are going after him after a whistle. Duchesne gets a shot stopped by Gibson at the end of a long possession, and then Granlund converts for his 4th goal of the season, giving the Preds a 2-1 lead. It was a wrist shot from the high slot blocker side, and it beat Gibson. Everybody was looking for Granlund to make the pass. Granlund takes the opportunity to put the shot into the back of the net. 2-1 in favor of the Nashville Predators at 19:55. Gibson comes with a huge save on Cousins' deflection plus Sisson's rebound opportunity. We hit the end of the second period with the Nashville Predators out shooting the Anaheim Ducks 24-16. So for the Nashville Predators, 14 shots on goal in the second period. We flip over to the third period after intermission at 1:27. Duchesne's got a shot that gives Gibson all kinds of trouble down low near the post with the glove. At 2:01, Saros comes up with a save on Grant from the blue line. At 3:47, Drysdale has his 2nd goal of the season. Also has the Ducks' 2nd goal of the game, tying this game up at 2 apiece. This puck hits Yossi, then Fabro. Saros still manages to get his blocker on it just for a slight touch before it goes into the back of the net. Honestly, UC Saros never had a chance on this one. One deflection hard enough, a double deflection almost impossible. We have a tie game at 3:47 of the third period. 7:07, UC Saros comes up with a save on Ricard Raquel. 10-17, Saros comes out and makes a save with some D support, shuts down a good scoring opportunity. And right after that, at 12-10, Trenton scores his 2nd goal of the season, giving the Nashville Predators back their 1-goal lead, now leading 3-2. He takes the puck from Getzlaf at the red line between the benches, and he scores off of the rush. Now listen, he was out there and dog-tired. He just made the full 200-foot run to try to negate an icing on the play just before. When the icing was whistled, the crowd booed, and Trenton certainly wasn't happy. Stuck out there on the ice, makes the absolute best of it, and brings some absolute no half-step and effort on this one. Just incredible to see Trenton not only get stuck out there on the ice, but make the best of a bad situation and score off the rush, giving the Nashville Predators a 3-2 lead at 13:25. Saros comes over with a big save on Lindholm at 15-13. Roman Yossi goes off to the box, 2 minutes for interference. Takes the interference call rather than give up the clean breakaway on UC Saros, and it would pay off for the captain as UC Saros would come up with a save on Drysdale. And while Terry would hit the post, UC Saros would come up with a save on the rebound, leading to a large scrum. The Nashville Predators are able to kill off the captain's penalty. Anaheim simply relentless in the 6-on-5 scenario with the extra attacker, but UC Saros is able to stand tall, making one more huge save at 1940 off of Raquel yet again. The Nashville Predators closed this game out 3-2, out shooting Anaheim 35-31, but Anaheim picking up a total of 15 shots on goal in the third period, and they were able to tie the game up. The Nashville Predators are able to respond. The Anaheim Ducks are a pretty good hockey team this season, and for the Nashville Predators, after the last two games, they needed a big performance. They needed a good team performance, and they looked very different on home ice. I said it after the Montreal game. This was a team that just simply looked road weary. They looked like they needed to get home, get some home cooking, be in front of the home fans, all of that good stuff, and it seemed to pay off tonight for the Nashville Predators, because this is an impressive win against a good hockey club in the Anaheim Ducks. And Nashville Predators have now picked up 2 out of 2 points to start this homestand, and now they will face off against Vegas, then New Jersey to close out the homestand here during Thanksgiving week. For UC Saros, he went 29 out of 31 in this game overall, 14 saves in the third period, and I thought that the one he gave up on the double deflection, even just getting the blocker on it, was pretty impressive. I thought UC Saros had a very strong game tonight at Bridgestone Arena, leading his club and getting the victory and bouncing back after a couple of really difficult games on the road. The starting goaltender of the Renegades of Puck is, of course, MOSTRODAMUS. You can find him on Twitter at GreekGoalie35. He's going to tell you everything that happened tonight with UC Saros. Mosh, the show belongs to you.
Thank you very much, Charlie. The Nashville Predators returned back home after a bad road performance up in Montreal in front of the home crowd, the first of a 3-game homestand. Take care of business against the Anaheim Ducks 3-2, a team that was coming in on an 8-1 stretch. And the Nashville Predators get the W on home ice. UC Saros, a big reason for that. 29 out of 31 on the night, 14 out of 15 in the third period when they needed it most. Anaheim really put the charge in to get this game tied back up in the third period. They did so once, but Nashville, of course, came out again. Yakov Trinity getting the third goal and the game-winning goal later in the period, and UC Saros made that hold up with his performance. Great job by him. The 2 goals he did give up, Raquel after a bad turnover in their own zone, a perfect shot off the bar and the post and into the back of the net. And the second one, of course, the Drysdale goal, nothing you can do about that one. That was more like air hockey than actual ice hockey on that one. Going well wide, takes a 90-degree turn off of Yossi, another 90-degree turn off of Dante Fabro, ends up in the far corner of the net. Could not have done that again if they tried, and that's just one that you just chalk up to the hockey gods on that one. It's going to go in. Thankfully, it did not cost the Preds a victory in this one. Saros did absolutely everything he could tonight, including a little bit of spin cycle action on a couple of those saves out there. Again, we talk about his edge work. He does anything he possibly can to get in front of the puck, and he showed that tonight, no doubt about it. And he's also showing that he can recover after a bad start. The last 5 times he's given up more than 3 goals in a start, he's come right back and given up 2 or less in each of those 5 starts. As a matter of fact, only 8 goals allowed in those 5 starts after a bad performance. So again, UC Saros not letting one game dictate him getting on a bad streak. Next up for the Nashville Predators, the Vegas Golden Knights. They are 10-4 in their last 14 games after starting the season 1-4. Robin Lehner, 4 or more goals against in 3 of his last 4 starts. So he's given up some goals. They're giving up a lot of shots in those performances as well. Their other option, Laurent Brossoit, we know him from his time in Winnipeg as a backup goaltender to Connor Hellebuck. 3.38 goals against and .884 save percentage against Nashville in his career. So not very good. So the coaching for the Vegas Golden Knights has a decision to make. Do you go with Lehner, who has struggled here as of late, or Brossoit, who has not done very well against the Predators at all? Thanksgiving Eve, Vegas Golden Knights in town. Everyone get ready for some good hockey action. Charlie, back to you.
You can find him on Twitter at GreekGoalie35. We sure do appreciate MOSTRODAMUS. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate your breakdown of everything happening with UC Saros. And that spinning save by UC Saros at 360, just incredible edge work. You have to talk about Ryan Johansen in tonight's game. A goal, an assist, and skating with Trennan and Janot. That's something I think I want to explore a little bit more as the season goes along. I thought that there was a little bit of chemistry between those players tonight. Sean C. Smith from On the Fourth forecheck.com. He has some thoughts on this very topic as well. So let me just throw it right over to Sean immediately. You can find him on Twitter at SCSOTF. Here he is, Sean C. Smith.
Thanks, Charlie. Hey, Renegades. It's Sean C. Smith here again after what I would call a very exciting win over the Anaheim Ducks. It's always nice to see the Ducks lose, especially when it's at the hands of the Predators. A few things I want to talk to you about today before we take on the Vegas Golden Knights coming up on Wednesday. First, I want to talk about Ryan Johansen and that beautiful goal he scored coming off of that kind of backwards no-look pass from Yakov Trinity. Something about seeing Ryan Johansen play on a line with these two younger guys. And I think there's something that just kind of brings him new life when he's with those kids. And he's kind of a goofball anyway. So I think playing with the youth reinvigorates him, makes him feel much younger than he is, and lets him go out there and play his best hockey when he's on the ice with those younger guys. Definitely something to look out for. I like when he's out there working with them, and I think you can expect to see big things when those guys are together. I also want to talk about Dan Hino. I don't think we say enough about Coach Dan Hino. When he was hired back the beginning of the last season, something they said was they wanted him to come in and show them how there should be camaraderie in the locker room. And I think you're seeing that not just on the ice with the players, but if you noticed after that goal with Johansen, when everybody came back over to the bench, Hino was with those guys, slapping them on the back, getting in their faces, telling them good job. And that's not something I think you see a lot of in the NHL. Usually the coaches behind that bench are reserved and calm, and they, maybe they're smiling or they'll give a little wink or an acknowledgement, hey, nice goal. But I don't think you see a lot of what you see Dan Hino doing. And he's definitely helping to create an atmosphere in that locker room and on the ice with those players that I think contributes to a winning environment for the team. Same thing. Let's talk about Yakov Trinity. And I know that everybody thinks of him as a member of the herd line and a big body that can hit hard. But I've got to say, going all the way back to training camp earlier this season, the man has a scoring touch, and he's going to break it out on you when given the chance. And you saw that tonight. It was a wonderful game-winning goal, yes, but I'm telling you that should be what you can expect from Trenton. Sure, he's a little clunky on the skates, but he's big. He gets down the ice. He can fight his way down the ice and get those shots, and you're going to start seeing a lot more of those, I think. Last thing I want to talk about, of course, upcoming game, Vegas, baby. And I'm going to tell you, Vegas has always played big boy hockey from day one, and I think this is the time that the Predators are going to be able to hang with them in that style of game. You see a lot of fight out of this team. You see a lot of drive and a lot of heart all the time, but now you're going to see that big physical element coming in and playing against a large, heavy, and aggressive Vegas team. So I'm going to be there in person on Wednesday night with my family. Hopefully you guys will be there too, or at least you'll watch the game. And let's go Preds. Let's get a big win on Wednesday. Thanks, Renegades. I'm going to send it back over to you, Charlie.
You can find him on Twitter at SCSOTF. You can read his work at ontheforecheck.com, and you can watch him right here on Renegades of Puck TV. He always brings the jam right here on Renegades of Puck TV. Appreciate him so very much jumping in the trenches with the Renegades of Puck. Mikhail Granlund scored tonight. Ryan Johansen also picked up a goal. Trenton with a goal, and those are your goal scorers for the Nashville Predators. Gino with an assist. Ryan Johansen with an assist. Trenton with an assist. No defenseman with any points for the Nashville Predators. If you know anything about the Nashville Predators history, that is fairly rare when that happens in the box score. Leading the team in shots on goal was the captain Roman Josi, followed by Mikhail Granlund with 4 shots on net. Matthias Ekholm blocked 4 shots on goal, and in the hits category, Trenton with 3, and also Gino with 3. Time on ice. As hot as Duchesne has been, I'm surprised he was only out there for 22-24 of this game. Did not seem to be tiring at all towards the end of this game. Seemed to have plenty of legs under him. Mikhail Granlund right behind him. These two have just been absolutely dynamic so far this season. 22-14 skating time on ice. And of course, Roman Josi almost always leads the team in total time on ice. 23-43 in this one. You know who's got much better numbers than me? He runs the Renegade Analytics desk, and you can find his work at ontheforecheck.com. You can also find him on Twitter at Bryan Bastin. He's got the numbers you need to know, and I can't wait to find out what his one big stat is. He is, of course, Bryan Bastin.
Thanks, Charlie. I'm here at Bridgestone Arena after the Nashville Predators' 3-2 victory over the Anaheim Ducks. And after the game, we spoke with first star Ryan Johansen and asked him what about his game this season is he liking compared to previous years. His response was that mostly was consistency, something that he's been looking for almost for his entire career since he arrived in Nashville. Another common criticism that people have of Ryan Johansen is that he doesn't shoot the puck enough, and at first glance, this would seem true. However, looking at his stats, Ryan Johansen currently sits at about 5.2 shots per 60 minutes, which is right around the average he's had every year since the Cup year. It's fluctuated between about 5 and 5.2 every year. So what is the difference this season compared to previous ones? Well, this season, and almost an all-time low in his entire career, he's averaging the lowest amount of shot attempts this time. So what that tells me is that Ryan Johansen is not shooting very much more, but he is picking his spots much better, and as a result, he's averaging 1.3 goals per 60 minutes, the second highest total in his career so far, and that's been today's one big stat. Charlie?
Thank you so much, Bryan. You can read his work and check his charts at ontheforecheck.com. You can also find him on Twitter at Ryan Bastin. You can watch him right here on Renegades of Puck TV. Sure to appreciate each and every one of the Renegades of Puck for jumping in the trenches with me here on Renegades of Puck TV. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. Nashville Predators with the huge 3-2 victory over the Anaheim Ducks tonight, out shooting Anaheim 35-31 and getting the homestand started in the right way. For the Nashville Predators, it was an awful road trip, but now they can put that behind them. UC Saros has had a huge bounce back night, and the Nashville Predators' top players are getting their offense going again. Now, let's find out when Philip Forsberg's going to get back in the lineup, and hopefully the Nashville Predators can continue to get some points. A big back-to-back coming up. New Jersey on Friday, Colorado on Saturday. That means we will see Riddick in net one of those nights. We'll talk about it on the next episode, how the goaltenders will deploy. Remember, you can always follow us on all of their social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. Venmo is there. You can go ahead and make a donation. Renegadesofpuck.com and our incredible sponsors. We are so happy to have our partners in the trenches, and we're so happy to have each and every one of you in the trenches. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. Stick tabs, love, respect.